All right, we're good. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Odd Talks. I'm your host, Jeff, and my co-host, Brandon. Are you unmuted? There we go.
Yeah, no, I still have the echo playing from the stream and I was trying to turn it off.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
so we do have an update on... Where did I just put that? I don't know what oh, there it is. Okay, so we have an update on the observatory. And it's, in a way, it's kind of one of the things we talked about. It had to do with the internet. And not really hacking, but the use of the internet, basically. But it did have to do with the internet, which is one of the things we talked about. I guess I'll read right from this article here. A New Mexico observatory was suddenly evacuated and closed earlier this month because of the suspected possession and distribution of child pornography, authorities say.
What the fuck?
So, well, first of all, before I keep reading, I want to clarify that the post office nearby that was evacuated and closed as well was actually not a, like, full post office in a sense, like what you would think of right away. It was a office of the post office that is on the same site that handles the mail deliveries and sending in and receiving of the mail for the observatory.
Oh, okay.
So this is a post office that was specifically for the Sunspot Observatory. So that's why the post office closed, the quote-unquote post office. So that makes a little more sense with that. That kind of rules out the weirdness of the post office being closed. But basically, yeah, on September 6th, the post office and the observatory were closed, as we talked about last week. And this week, they come out with the fact that the facility was closed September 6th because of an unspecified security issue that led some people to speculate on the internet about aliens or UFOs. The observatory is close to Roswell, where a mystery object crashed in 1947. But according to the FBI application for a search warrant obtained by CNN affiliate KOAT, a janitor at the facility is suspected of using the Sunspot Solar Observatory's Wi-Fi to download and share child pornography. This week, the Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy, AURA, which manages the observatory in Sacramento Peak, said it was cooperating with a law enforcement investigation into criminal activity. So this was the security issue that they had, but when there was a statement, I think, on Sunday that was released. I don't know if we covered it in last week. I don't think it was released until Sunday, but they were saying that they were cooperating with an investigation. That was all they were saying as of Sunday. And then I think it was yesterday or the day before I found this update saying that this whole statement about the child pornography. I'm trying to find, I don't know if this article shares the information. Yeah, I don't see it, because they listed what this guy had, and it'll blow your mind. Like, it's incredible what this guy had as far as...
an actual thing, like, stating what...
One of the articles had, like, it stated what they all confiscated from the guy as far as what they took from him. And there was, like, a laptop, or 5 laptops or something like that. Like 16 thumb drives, some hard drives. It was incredible, the amount of shit they took from this guy.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna see if I can find anything
right now. That's actually ridiculous. The man under investigation was a janitor.
Yep, janitor of the facility.
That's so sad.
This might have been the first article that I had read right here.
The janitor has not yet been arrested or charged with the crime.
That's even crazier. But I mean,
but that was as of yesterday. Maybe
this is a way better explanation to what. Well, I mean, it's still a really shitty situation. You don't really want this to be happening, but this makes a lot more sense for what's been going on. The fact that there was guys on towers, they were on the antennas and stuff like that. Yeah, they were trying to shut down or intercept what the guy was doing on the towers and stuff. Let's see. I think this is the article that had the information in it. It's just so hard trying to skim through these articles really fast and trying to find this
Yeah.
information without sitting here for too long. God damn it, where did I find that? I should have put that into my notes.
It's okay. We're in rush in the moment.
Wi-Fi prod. What's going on, Jinu? Oh, and yeah, actually, I did mean to address that at the beginning. Just because we didn't really address it in the last week's episode. For anybody that is listening through the audio version, through Google or Spotify currently, we're waiting on iTunes. If you're just listening to the audio, if you ever hear us talking to some random person where you're not hearing them talking back or anything like that, we do this podcast as a live stream. So we have live video and we have a live chat that our viewers can join into the discussions and be part of the podcast as well. So that's what's going on there if you guys ever hear that, because I did notice that in the last episode. It was, we didn't address that, and we were talking to the chat and people were probably thinking, well, who are they talking to? Like, I don't hear anybody else except for Jeff and Brandon. Who are they talking to? So yeah, that's who we're talking to when that happens. Let's see. I gotta find this one.
It does say the FBI obtained a warrant to search the janitor's home on September 14th. Federal agents seized cell phones, laptops, storage devices, including SD cards, thumb drives, and external hard drive.
Yeah, there was the article that I had found gave an exact number of each of those, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
But I'm having I don't know why, like, I hate that, how, like, when you search for stuff on your phone, the results are different than when you search for them on a desktop.
Okay, found it. The warranty issued. New Mexico showed that September 14th, agents removed the man's home 3 cell phones, 5 laptops, 1 iPad, and an external hard drive, 16 thumb drives, 89 compact flash disks, and other material.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's
a
ridiculous.
lot of information.
That's a lot of stuff.
That is a ton of information. Especially when it's the type of information that he's got. Not the type of information you want people to have at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's about all that I've really found on it as of right now. And I don't think there's going to be much more. And honestly, when I was listening back to the episode last week, me and you both had said that we didn't think we'd hear anything about this for weeks. I can't believe that this quickly, I mean, within 2 weeks of the observatory closing, they've already released statements on what it was all about and, what happened.
Mm-hmm. It was an 11-day closure.
Have a third person read the live chat for context. Not sure if I understand exactly what you mean by that, Jinu. Like, you mean like some third voice in here? In the voice chat? Is that what you mean? Like, I think that's what she means, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
Text to speech. God, that'd be terrible.
Text to speech. Yeah, there we go.
That'd be a bad idea.
Oh my god, that would be so horrible. This, like, robotic sounding shitty voice. Okay, now I gotta find the article with those Guinness World Records. I should have had this stuff pulled up, but we had some technical difficulties trying to get everything going today, so I don't have anything ready. Wait, I gotta title this the same way, I think. Guinness. My mic stand is in my way now, I can't see anything. World.
Why am I holding a tape dispenser up to my face? I didn't even realize what I was doing.
Guinness World Records 2019 features some truly weird feats.
Oh, okay. So that one. I guess I should have been looking that up. Wow.
Well, it helps to have me in front of it too, or have it in front of me too. But
no, but I could have got you the links. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think I understand what you mean. Like, I guess I could use Bob and Tom as an example. I don't know if any of you guys if you ever listen to Bob and Tom, Brandon, or anybody else, but I listen to Bob and Tom all the time, and like the main, obviously their names are on the show, and that's Bob and Tom. Then you've got Christy Lee, who kind of is that third voice, and she kind of does a lot of like what I think you're trying to get at, Jinu, is that like if there's emails that come in and they want to like, you know, like Christy finds it's something that Bob and Tom should reply to or, you know, respond to, she'll read that email. Where I mean, obviously they don't have live chat like we do.
Oh yeah,
you know, because it's a radio show, so they don't have like live chat that they're looking at that we have. But yeah, like you know, she'll kind of, if an email comes in that she thinks is important enough to kind of include in the discussion, she'll basically kind of, I wouldn't say interrupt them, but at the same time kind of butt her way in and read the email to them and then include that as part of the conversation. And then like anything else that doesn't really pertain to what they're talking about, she kind of weeds that out, you know, and doesn't even acknowledge it, type of thing. And I think that's what Jinu's getting at, which wouldn't be too bad of an idea.
Yeah, because it pretty much means that we don't exactly have to watch the chat. They're watching the chat for us and just talking to us of what the chat is saying, but
yeah,
more the important things to actually acknowledge.
Yeah, letting us know, you know, and they can be the ones to say hi to everybody, you know, just quickly say hi to a person that comes in or whatever, right over what we're talking about, you know, and quickly say, hey, whoever, you know. I wouldn't mind that either, but yeah, we can figure that out off podcast here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one I'm actually going to pull up the display here because some of these will include pictures. So these are some of the Guinness World Records that are going to be in the 2019 Guinness World Records book. And there was a couple of them in here that I was like, wow, that's going to be very fitting for our show. One of the very first ones.
Guinness World Record.
What?
I'm actually part of a Guinness World Record.
What? Really?
Dead serious.
No way.
I'm dead serious.
What is it?
A thing that we did with scouting. We shot over, I think it was 10,000 bottle rockets up at the same time, and we actually got into the Guinness Book of World Records for somewhere in between 2014 and 2016.
Oh damn!
One of those books, but I can't remember which.
That's
one.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
And
nothing. It's
our
nothing
names
like,
and everything.
you know, it's not like it's this like miraculous, awesome feat, you know. But I mean, hell, it's a record nonetheless. You know, that's pretty cool. So yeah, one of the first ones that shows up is this Rolf Buchholz, or however you would pronounce that, has 516 piercings and implants in his body. He has the most body modifications. And the picture that goes with it is
that's goals for me, just to be honest.
Just this is one of those times where I feel bad for you guys listening on the audio podcast because you guys are missing out big time with seeing this picture. This guy is something else. I mean, the gauged ears are beyond just gauging ears. I mean, I had my ears gauged to 2 gauge for a long time. And this guy's got, in his earlobe, he's got what looks like 2 separate gauges. One is a 2-inch. From what I can tell, it looks like a 2-inch. I can't make a bigger picture.
Gauges.
Well, I mean, no. Oh yeah, those are gauges along the edge of his ear too, I think. I can't get this picture to go any bigger. I don't know why.
Yeah, the only way you can is if you zoom in the page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like the two on his earlobe, like the one is a 1-inch and then the other one's I think a 2-inch. Just in the earlobe on both sides. Or, well, at least on one side that we can tell. He's got the frickin' horn implants. I don't know if those are just piercings or if those are gaugings through his lip, in the front bottom of his lip. I can't tell if those are actually just piercings or if those are actually gauged piercings. And then the rest of it's I mean, his entire mouth is pierced. His every bit of his lips is pierced. It's incredible what this, like, what are the fucking implants on his arms? What the hell is that? I don't get it.
Dude, some people, I have no idea.
So then the next one is longest time controlling a soccer ball with the soles while on the roof of a moving car. And when I saw that one, I'm thinking, what the hell? Like, that's such a specific record. Like, sometimes I wonder if Guinness is, like, digging for these records just to fill the records book.
Well, yeah, considering how long they've been working on the Guinness World Record book.
I mean, seriously, like, okay, it's not just enough to just have the longest time controlling a soccer ball with the soles of your shoes. But I'm sure there's a record for that. Let's try to beat that record. No, let's put the guy on a moving car and then do it and make that a new record. Ash Randall of Cardiff, UK, managed to control a soccer ball with his feet while on a moving car for 93 seconds. That doesn't sound like a lot. That doesn't sound like... I mean, like, if you're good at controlling a soccer ball with your feet, shouldn't you be able to do it a lot longer than that?
Probably.
I just feel like the moving car isn't really an issue here. Like, I just feel like that's not really gonna play that big of a role in controlling that soccer ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, a record that other people don't want to beat. Yeah, there you go. That's definitely a true statement. And then, like, this one here, longest duration balancing a guitar on the forehead. Another one that I'm completely baffled as to how it didn't go longer. Josh Horton balanced a guitar on his noggin for 7 minutes, 3.9 seconds. If you can even balance a guitar on your head, on your forehead, period, shouldn't you be able to go a little longer than 7 minutes? Like, the fact that you can balance that on your forehead in the first place, you ain't gonna get me to do it. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. Maybe for a half a second.
Stop, man.
Some of these records are just too very, very over the top and, like, just weird. I don't get it. This one's fucking hilarious. And the cat is awake. That's the thing that gets me. Most dice balanced on a cat's paw. BB, a cat in Malaysia, managed to balance 9 dice on his paw. Like, how do you get your cat to sit still that much for that long that you can balance 9 die on the paw of the cat? I've never met a cat that sits still that long. Not with being disturbed. Like, they'll sit still that long until you disturb them, and then, yeah, then they kind of move, and that would be completely shot out the window.
Straight out the window.
This next guy, Kevin Strahl. I've seen him. I watch a show on Science Channel called Outrageous Acts of Science. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one or seen any of those.
Have not.
This guy has been on that show a couple of times because he's done a lot of stupid stuff and a lot of pretty crazy stuff. Like, the one that he did, I think he consumed like an entire dozen raw eggs. All at once. Just down the hatch, baby. Just chugged them like it was a beer. He's done some other crazy shit too, but he's a professional eater. He's a competitive eater.
I'm gonna try it.
Try what?
Beating that.
Oh, the donut record, the Most powdered donuts eaten in 1 minute. Kevin Strail was able to eat 9 powdered donuts in 60 seconds. At first that doesn't sound like much.
But that powder dries the fuck out of your mouth.
Oh my god. To eat 9 of those in 60 seconds, I guarantee you he had a glass of water he was dipping these in. He had to have. Because, like, the competitive eaters, sometimes if you see them, they're doing, like, hot dogs with the buns, they'll be dipping them in a glass of water to just completely soak the bread. Because it's a lot easier to eat the bread when it's soaked in, just completely sopping wet. It doesn't dry your mouth out as much, and then they can eat faster and eat more. So I'm thinking that's the way he managed to do this. But then again, I don't know. He might have eaten them just as is. Some of the shit I've seen him do on Outrageous Facts, he may have just done those as is. Oldest performing trapeze artist. Betty Giodart? I don't know, I'm probably butchering that. An 85-year-old woman from Escondido, California, is the oldest performing trapeze artist. That picture does not look like an 85-year-old woman. Which is probably why she's still performing on the trapeze. Most sausages made in 1 minute. I thought this was hilarious. Barry John Crow, a butcher in Cavern, Ireland, made 78 sausages in a minute. Like, what the fuck? I mean, seriously, this is a record? Like...
I mean, come on. Everyone wants that kind of guy in their kitchen. Let's be honest.
That's just, it's... I don't know. Why is that a record? This one's kind of cool. I mean, you gotta have a pretty well-trained dog to be able to do this one. Most skips by a dog and person in 1 minute on a single rope. Jessica and her human, Rachel Grills, managed to skip rope 59 times together with one jump rope. That's actually, it doesn't sound like much, but to have the dog trained, well, yeah, that's a lot of times for a dog to jump, for one, and for two, to keep the dog there that long and that focused for that length of time to be able to get that many jumps in. And be doing it while you're standing right next to the dog with one single jump rope. So that's actually kind of a cool record. That one's pretty cool. I think that one will hold for a while. Another stupid one. I don't like... Largest knitting needles. British resident Betsy Bond has knitting needles measuring 14 feet, 6.33 inches in length, and 3.54 inches in diameter. Why?
If it gives you a record, I think a lot of people will just do anything.
Well, and that's what it's gotta be. I mean, like, you're never... yeah, they staged this picture. I guarantee you this picture's staged. There's absolutely no way she's actually knitting with those fucking giant needles. I don't...
I mean, maybe they're really fucking light.
I just don't foresee somebody... I mean, you'd need two people. You'd have to have one person on each needle. I don't know. That's another one of those ones where I'm like, really? Why is this a fucking record? This one's cool. I've seen a lot of, like, attempts at these kinds of things, and, this definitely takes some talent. Most hula hoops spun simultaneously on multiple body parts. Germany's Dunja Kuhn, not sure if that's pronounced right, is able to spin 59 hula hoops at the same time on different parts of her body. I mean, Christ, she's got...
actually crazy.
What, 4 of them on her... Two on each arm, and the rest are pretty much around her torso. So, 55 of them around her torso. I mean, that's... that's a lot of hula hoops around your torso to be keeping up, and keeping them spinning and everything.
Damn.
Highest jump by a dog. Let's see. Feather, a dog in Frederick, Maryland, is able to jump 75.5 inches off the ground. Wait, 75.5 inches. What is that? Because I'm actually curious to whether or not this is an actual record or not. 75.5, that'd be... So 60 is 5 feet. So 72 would be 6 feet. So it's jumping 6 feet, 3.5 inches. That is not a record, I guarantee it. Well, I guess it... See, they need to be more specific about this. Because the breed of dog that I actually have, I have 2 pit bulls, and that dog... Yeah, see, I agree, Genu. I do not think this is a record. The pit bull breed is a jumping and pulling breed. They are built for jumping and pulling. I have seen videos of pit bulls jumping 15 feet in the air. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
They will get a running start, they jump at a wall, and they basically climb their way up a wall. And see, that's why I say they need to be a little more specific about these records, because is this... Yeah, they say inches off the ground, but they're not specifying, okay, is he literally just jumping from the ground over something, clearing it, and then landing on the ground? Or are you just saying the height that the dog reached at its peak when jumping? Well, because then if that's the case, these pit bulls that are jumping, 10, 15 feet in the air by basically climbing the walls with the power of their legs, they're busting this record out of the water. You should see if you can find a video of that pit bull jumping, because it's incredible what these. But it is jumping though. See, Jenner, the pit bull will jump as high as it can initially, which is probably, I would guess, somewhere between 5 and 6 feet, probably about this height. And then just through speed and strength, they kind of dig their claws in, but not 100%. And they kind of go up a little higher. And
This one's off of a wall.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about, though. They basically jump up onto a wall, and they continue jumping. They like... It's multiple jumps to get up to the height that they go. It's just that after the initial jump, they're jumping against that wall and getting themselves higher. But they don't really specify in this world record if, were they checking, okay, the dog's just jumping and getting over something and then landing on it. Is this just a clear, straight up, jump off the ground, land on the ground? Or are they meaning he jumped and at his peak, the highest he got was 75.5 inches? Because
I'm pretty sure that's just the single jump.
It's got to be. Because I can guarantee you this is not a record if they're talking peak height of a jumping dog. Because a pit bull can go a lot higher than that. Yeah, see, I think, I think you're right, Genu. I think it's got to be a totally different record, and like you said, equally impressive. Yeah, because if this is just a clear jump off the ground and land on the ground type of thing, it's just a single jump, no landing points midway, and the dog was able to clear a 75.5-inch height, that's impressive. And looking at the picture, you can kind of tell it looks like it's probably like a greyhound or a whippet, one of those faster breeds. So they've got a lot of leg power, so they're going to be able to jump high.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, fastest 50 meters. I can English. Fastest 50-meter time done while skating on hands. Mirko Hansen of Germany is able to skate 50 meters in 8.55 seconds on his hands. That's actually pretty damn fast. Like 50 meters. I mean, 100-meter dash. What are some of the Olympic runners running a 100-meter dash in? Like 10 seconds? No, probably about 8 seconds, I think. I wouldn't think it'd be much less than that. I mean, that's 100-meter dash is pretty good distance. So I wouldn't think it'd be much longer and much
The 100-meter
faster.
dash world record is 9.58
Yep,
seconds.
Jinu just posted that in chat.
Yeah.
Hussein Bolt or Usain Bolt or however the hell you pronounce his name. 9.58 seconds. So he's doing 50 meters. So granted, he's going half the distance, but he's doing that in less time than the world record 100-meter dash, and he's doing
It's
it
just the fact
on
that he's
skates
doing it
on his
upside
hands.
down.
So that's actually pretty cool. This one I can't tell you anything about this because I don't know anything about a reverse vault. I have no idea what that is.
It's literally where you're rolling over the thing and pushing yourself off into the air and then landing on your feet.
Okay, so it is kind of like how I was looking at this initially. He's coming from the right side.
To the left.
Yep.
No, he's coming from the left side. It's reversed. He's coming from the left and coming back the other way.
Wait, what?
It's left to right. It's reverse vaulting, not right to left is the way it usually is done. He's doing it reverse. He started from the left and went right.
Whoa, wait a minute. What?
Yeah. He started from the left and went right. That's why it's the longest reverse vault.
That's incredible.
The regular way is right to left.
That would be incredible. Ryan Looney of Carrickfergus, UK, is able to reverse vault an incredible 14 feet, 3.8 inches. I feel like that's not right. He's got to be coming from the right. Because I'd be impressed at 14, almost 14 and a half feet if he's coming from the right going left.
Let me just double check to make sure. I'm pretty sure it
That's
is.
even more incredible if he's coming from the left and going right. That's quite the distance if that's the case. This record is just fucking dumb.
Fucking space hopper.
Fastest 100 meters on a space hopper. What the fuck? Oh my god, I think we're gonna skip right over that one. Oldest DJ, that's kind of cool. Sumi Rock, an 83-year-old woman in Tokyo, still DJs at clubs at least once a month. It's pretty cool. Probably can't hear with a shit. She's probably queuing up songs like, wait, what? What song is this?
Was
I
that
can't.
a scratch? Was
wait.
that a scratch?
Is that the song I wanted? I don't know if this is the song I wanted or not. I can't tell.
That's a little funny.
It's kind of cool that an 85-year-old woman's still doing that.
I honestly would have thought someone else was. I think it's the fact that she is like actively doing it. She does DJ.
Yeah, you know, she's still doing it once a month, so that's pretty cool that she's actually still doing it.
But I'm sure there's still older people who do DJ, but it's not that frequently.
Well, that or like they've just DJ'd one time at an older age, whereas she's like still regularly DJing, so that's maybe, I don't know. It does say an 83-year-old woman in Tokyo, oldest DJ. There's no stipulations on it. It's just oldest DJ.
Because I think it's just the fact that she still DJs at a monthly rate. I feel like there's probably like one guy who is older than her, does it once a year, and they don't account for.
That'd be interesting to look into a little more. All right. So did you figure out the reverse fault thing for sure?
No, because everyone that I look up, it's about a damn tutorial, and I don't care about a tutorial on how to reverse fault. And I don't want to sit through a whole video trying to learn how.
That would just be incredible if that's
I might
actually
be wrong, but it's either that or it's the way you pick yourself up, and I think it's actually that.
He's got to be going from the right to the left, because even that's incredible to go 14 feet doing that. A little over 14 feet, whatever.
Yeah, never mind. It's his hand placement. He starts where he's going backwards, how he is over the thing, and then he's turning his body, so he's going into it reverse is what he's doing.
Oh, okay, so his back is facing, by the time his hands touch, his back is facing the direction he's traveling, and that's what makes it a reverse vault.
Yeah.
It makes sense, I guess. Still, that's pretty damn impressive to go 14 feet. Almost 14 and a half feet.
The sucky part is a lot of these, for like that, there's no video on it. You would think like something like that, you would... Guinness World Records records it. Like everyone knows they have to, because they have to get it approved by other people too. They can't just say, "Oh, you won."
Yeah, exactly.
Get it seen through
there
other
needs to be
people.
confirmation and everything.
But there's no video online.
Okay, well, I think we're already actually a little past where I wanted to be for starting our new segment that we're gonna do every week.
Oh, okay. God, we're doing all the math on here.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna be discussed how we're gonna work this. I mean, you know, I did a lot of the math ahead of time, but we'll kind of go over what we want to do, you know, and kind of hopefully get the opinion of some of the people that do watch and listen and stuff like that. So
No, Janu. Guinness does record a lot of them. You usually, for majority of them, have to have someone of Guinness actually have to come approve them and see them in person to get them approved. Witnesses usually don't count because they don't trust that.
Oh yeah, no, it's every time I've seen an actual record being broken, there's always been a representative from Guinness World Records that actually is there watching it happen and actually confirms it.
They have some lenience if you have video proof and they can tell that there's no editing to it, but there usually always has to be someone there.
Yeah. So, we're going to start our new segment, and this will get updated, but we're rolling with this for now.
Lunar Lunacy.
So hopefully that came across on stream and on the audio. It might have been a little bit quiet, but all right. I need to pull up a word pad. Need some kind of a word pad here. Where the fuck do I find my word pad on Windows here?
Yeah, at the moment the audio gets cut off for some weird reason, so it will need to be
okay. I'll have to turn it up on the next week then if it's a little quiet.
Yeah, it was slightly quiet, but it's okay.
Word pad.
We're testing things.
There we go. Or no, not word pad. That's not what I wanted. I wanted notepad. Just fucking generic shit. There we go. All right, let's pop that open and let's go back to the information view. Okay, so this week on Lunar Lunacy, we are doing what the cost of covering the surface of the moon in Hershey's Kisses would be. So this week it's Hershey's Kisses. So I need to pull up all my math that's on my phone here. I spent a good 20 minutes doing all this fucking math too.
Oh yeah, you want me to pin it because I'm on it right now?
Oh, did I send it to you?
Yeah.
I don't remember sending it to you.
Just pinned it.
Yeah, it might be a little easier if I can pull it up right on screen here instead of having it on my phone. And then having my phone constantly locking out on me. Oh lord, that's... Well, okay, actually I can just open this as an original, and then that will pull it up on stream. Alright, so... I'll have to kind of go through these numbers. I was going to type them out manually and just kind of as I discussed them, but this will be a little bit easier just to kind of go through everything for you guys. So there's a few numbers that are going to stay constant from week to week. Obviously, the square inches of the moon's surface is... Actually, I gotta double check that number because I may have been a little dyslexic on the footage to a mile. I forgot all about this. I realized it yesterday that when I was doing all this math, I used 5820, but I think that's flipped around. I think it's 5280, isn't it? Feet to mile. No, not... What? I don't want to know how many.
14
No,
point-
I need
it's
to do that the other way.
14.6 square miles is how much
Mile to
surface
feet.
area
There
in
we go.
miles.
It is 5280. Fuck. So I was. These numbers are gonna be a little off, but they're close enough. But now I know. I'll change this for next week. I'll get the square inches of the moon a little more accurate. But these numbers are obviously off of 5820 because I was being a little dyslexic on that one. But so basically, what I did is I looked up the surface area of the moon, and it came out to be 14.6 million square miles. I think it was.
Square miles, yep.
So then, to do that math, you got to take 14.6 million. You got to multiply that by 5280 squared, which I accidentally did 5820 squared. But that gives you the square footage of the moon. Then you take that and you multiply that by 144, which would actually be 12 squared, because there's 12 inches to a foot. So you multiply that by 144. That gives you the square inches of the moon, which ends up being, this number is 58 quadrillion 612 trillion square inches to the moon's surface. So a Hershey's Kiss has a 0.7874 inch diameter. So I took the radius, obviously pi r squared, comes out to be 0.4869 inches squared for the bottom of a Hershey's Kiss. So we're figuring on just taking the whole Hershey Kiss, setting it down on the surface, and covering the entire surface of the moon. Obviously, you'd have to cut a few of them to be able to fill in the empty gaps between the circles, but whatever. So there's, in a 19.75 ounce bag, there's approximately 126 kisses per bag. Each bag costs $5.29 at Walmart, so I just took the lowest number from wherever I could find it. It would take, with the size of the Hershey's Kisses, let's see. Yeah, this number right here is the square inches per square mile. Square miles on the moon's surface. Okay, so this number right here would be the number of kisses that it takes to cover the entire surface. So it would be 234 quadrillion 450 trillion kisses to be able to cover the entire surface of the moon, which is the equivalent of 1,860,700,000,000. Nope, never mind. Stupid phones in their way that they link shit. It would be 1,860,700,000,000,000 19.7 ounce bags. Now, that in and of itself would cost you 9,843,100,000,000,000. Now that's just for the supplies, just to buy the Hershey's Kisses. Those Hershey's Kisses would weigh, what is that? Let's see, million, billion, trillion. 2,296,800,000,000,000 pounds, which comes out to be, I thought I had that number on here, but I don't. I think it comes out to be something like just over one, I think it was just over 1 quadrillion tons, or just under one quad, maybe it was like 900 some trillion tons. I forget now. I thought I had that number on here, but I don't. So then I kind of started thinking, okay, what would the cost of getting all this stuff up there? I figured, okay, are we, with this segment, are we going to just do the cost of the material to cover the surface of the moon that we're discussing for that item that week? I thought, okay, that'd be kind of cool, we could do that. But what we could also do is include the actual approximate cost of getting that item to the moon in its entirety to be able to completely cover the surface of the moon. So that's added in on this as well. So the latest cargo capacity that I could find for a space shuttle was 8,400 pounds to GTO orbit, which is, I don't remember the exact initials for the GTO orbit, but it's basically pretty much as far as the geocentric orbit for our GPS satellites. They're at a constant orbit and constant position with one another. It's called the geocentric orbit. To get out that far, you can only carry 8,400 pounds. So at 8,400 pounds cargo capacity, you would have to make 273,428,571,428 trips with the Atlantis shuttle. So then I looked into the cost of going to the moon and back, which, again, I was not able to find 100% accurate cost because of the fact that we never went to the moon again after 1969. We never actually really had a... Well, I mean, we did after 1969, but we never had a current generation rocket that went to the moon. Like the Columbia, the Atlantis, none of those ever went to the moon. So the best I could do was finding the cost of the Saturn V rocket that went out to the moon in 1969 and landed on the moon. That costed $375 million to launch and return that shuttle. So figuring in inflation rates, which 1969, a dollar from that time is equal to $6.94 today in 2018, that same Saturn V rocket would cost $2,602,500,000 to launch to the moon and back. This being said, with the number of trips that you have to take to get all the Hershey's Kisses up there, I think this ended up being quintillion. Let's see, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion.
So I got no idea.
711 quintillion, 600 quadrillion dollars to transport all the Kisses to the moon. Then on top of that, the almost 10 quadrillion dollars for the Kisses themselves. So you're looking at probably about a total cost of 711 quintillion, 610 quadrillion dollars to bring enough Hershey's Kisses to the moon and cover the entire surface of the moon. That is actually not 711 quadrillion. Quadrillion is after trillion. I can look it up again for you if you'd like. But it goes million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion. So quintillion's 18 zeros. Yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of money. Yes, a lot of zeros after that. So then I even kind of I didn't put any of this stuff on here, but I got kind of curious about it, and I was like, what is the world's GDP? Well, it's a little hard to calculate the world's GDP from what I was reading. It's hard to calculate because of the fact that a lot of imports and exports, when you're calculating the world, end up washing each other out. The value, the GDP values of them, because of the fact that you're importing and exporting. So it comes up to be only something like $36 trillion is the world's GDP. But yet the US GDP is like $107 trillion. So like the US's GDP is higher than the world GDP. But that's because, like I said, the world GDP is not an accurate number because of the numbers that wash with each other and take away from the value. So I wasn't really able to find anything that gave me a good representation of what the world's GDP is. But I would not doubt that it's still under even 1 quadrillion. Even when you pool all the GDPs together, it's still probably under 1 quadrillion. Probably wouldn't even reach 1 quadrillion. And yet, this would cost you $711 quintillion dollars. So there's absolutely no way that anybody on this planet could ever afford to do this. Not in their lifetime. Exactly, Jinu. Those numbers are very hard to grasp. It's especially for anybody who's listening through the audio podcast, because you can't see the size of these numbers. These numbers are massive numbers. If you want to get a scope of the numbers that we're all looking at, just go to Google and Google quadrillion and quintillion. or like 1 quadrillion, 1 quintillion, and you'll see what that number looks like as far as with the number of zeros that are after it. The only other way I could really describe this would be, let's see. People are very familiar with like trillion. They understand what trillion is. So if you can put it into a trillions of dollars amount, it might be a little easier for like the people listening to understand. So that would be, let's see, million, billion, trillion. So it'd be 711,600 trillion. So some people might understand that a little bit better as far as how much that costs. So yeah, it's quite a bit of money. Or for just the kisses, it'd be 9,843 trillion. It's a lot of money. Wait, what's that, Jinu? What's the 31,709.8 years in a trillion seconds?
I was literally just doing that, Janu, damn it.
Oh, to get an idea of what a quadrillion is? Yeah, there you go. Figure out a quadrillion seconds. Oh, okay. She just put up there 32 million years is a quadrillion seconds. That's insane. That's a lot of time. Quintillion, I don't even want to. Man, I don't even know if I want to know how many years that is. That's if 1 quadrillion seconds is 31 million years. That's a long fucking time. I can't even imagine what 1 quintillion seconds would be. It's got to be close to probably 30 billion years, or yeah, 30 billion years. Yeah, like 32 billion. So yeah, that's gonna be our Lunar Lunacy segment. That's what we'll do each week. And if you're looking to, if you have an idea for an item that we're gonna use to figure out what the cost of covering the moon's surface is, if you'd like to submit an idea for that, you can always join our Discord. The Discord is for both our game streams and for the podcast here. We have channels specifically for the podcast in that Discord. You can go to those channels and you can actually submit your idea for the item that you'd like to see the cost on. Eventually what we'll do, if we get enough people that are listening and watching this podcast, we'll actually, each week we'll put up, like about this time, we'll put up a bot survey type thing, a bot poll in the Discord, and we'll give you like 3 options, and everybody can vote on those options, and then whatever option wins will be the item that we use for the next week's Lunar Lunacy. But yeah, that's I think we're gonna end it here for this week. If you guys are looking to continue the discussion, like I said, we got the Discord. If you're looking to watch the video portion of the podcast and you're just listening, you can find the video portion of the podcast on YouTube. It will always be uploaded by noon Saturday. The podcast is live on Friday nights at 10 o'clock. And then the audio versions will also be up usually by the end of the day Saturday on Google and Spotify. As I said before, we're still waiting on iTunes to approve it, and then we'll be on iTunes as well.
Yeah.
Also, if you'd like to come check out the gaming streams, you guys are more than welcome to do that as well. Links to those gaming streams will be in our Twitch profile, in our YouTube description on our videos, and also in our podcast page. The links are all in there. So that's about it, I think. I think we did get a couple new follows this week, so I do have to roll a credits, which means I actually have to...
I think we got 2.
Let's see. I actually have to pull up Streamlabs. I did not pull that up. And I don't know if I'm logged into the right account. Get back on your own sides. That's awesome. Fam noticed. I was wondering if anybody would notice. I have no control over that, honestly. Unfortunately.
Yep. It's completely random.
It kind of sucks, but yeah, I have no control over that whatsoever.
So we're gonna just keep switching every
Yeah,
time.
it's gonna be different every time. I mean, like next week it could end up being the exact same. We're on the same sides, and then the week after that we could switch over again.
I actually
never know.
want to change a little bit of how it looks video-wise. So I will talk to you more about that after
Okay.
the podcast, but I do have an idea on some stuff that could go on.
Okay. Let's see here. I just gotta try to get this credit screen rolling. Well, it's because, you know, Streamlabs is because I have 2 different Twitch accounts. It depends on which account I'm logged into on actual Twitch. That's the account that gets logged into on Streamlabs, so I had to actually go and switch accounts on Twitch to be able to get Streamlabs to actually log me into the right one, so that we can actually get the accurate credits.
It can't be easy. That's not allowed.
No, not at all. Wait, what happened to our chat on screen? What the fuck? Why did the chat just disappear on screen? Well, god damn it. Now I'm gonna have to look into that, I guess. Oh, man. It's been a rough night. It has been a rough night as far as technical issues.
Yeah. I'm surprised my power didn't go out during the middle of this.
Yeah. Oh, there it seems to be working again. It must have just cleared itself out or something. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
happened
it
there.
cleared. I think sometimes switching scenes, it'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, that could be, yeah. When I switch scenes, it probably reset it. Alright, guys. Well, you guys all have a good weekend. You guys are welcome to come check out the gaming stream right after this. So, till the next episode, we'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. And it did not roll the credits. There we go. See you guys.